Hello, my name is Maya Hoffman, and I'm really excited to contribute to this project of Hope Communities. I'm also extremely excited to share with you all my all-time favorite book, which is Just Mercy by Bryan Stevenson. Bryan Stevenson is a civil rights attorney in Montgomery, Alabama. He created the Equal Justice Initiative, which is a nonprofit organization that seeks to give legal representation to those who have been wrongly convicted of a crime or those who have lacked fair representation for one reason or another. Basically, any people who have been denied fair access to a fair trial. Just Mercy is his memoir. It follows the case of Walter McMillian, who is a black man in the South who was falsely convicted of a crime against a white woman. Even though many people in the community knew he was innocent, he did not have the proper representation to actually get off of death row, where he spent a lot of years. Bryan Stevenson came in with the EJI, Equal Justice Initiative, to represent Walter McMillian, and they ended up getting him off, and he ended up walking a free man towards the end of his life. The book does not only follow Walter McMillian, it also has anecdotes from other cases that Bryan Stevenson has worked on that really shine a light on the state of America and the state of our incarceration system and our legal system. The questions of who is properly represented, what demographics are overrepresented in our states, what inequality exists in our carceral state of America. I think I like this book a lot because I think it's very timely, especially with the protests that are happening right now. It shows that the struggle for racial justice is not, a one-and-done situation. It's persisting. It exists in the state of our mass incarceration in America. It discusses the discriminatory role of mass incarceration and how it negatively impacts and targets already disenfranchised communities. I think it relays important messages about our legal system. It shows us where our legal system fails, but it also provides us with a sort of hope, because there are communities that are building each other up despite the legal system, and that there are lawyers out there who are working really hard to give fair justice and representation to people regardless of status, regardless of race, regardless of class, and actively helping those who are already disenfranchised, communities of color, poor people, and specifically focusing on those groups and giving them the representation that they are so frequently denied in our systems. I think it discusses, I actually really like this. It doesn't only focus on communities of color, even though they are the ones largely impacted by mass incarceration. It also talks about people with disabilities. It talks about poor people, how all of these kind of groups are criminalized in our systems and disenfranchised through them. It shines a light on that criminalization, and it brings it to the forefront of the American consciousness. I think it highlights the good work of lawyers and communities impacted, and subsequently their strives to actively dismantle these systems of oppression. The book ends on an optimistic note. It gives people hope for the future, and it gives them a call to action. Yes, I just think that it's super timely, and I really hope that you all read it. It talks about, it discusses questions of the death row situation in America. It raises questions of, do we need the death penalty? Is the death penalty morally justifiable in our systems? So it's a very interesting book. It pulls at your heartstrings. It gives you fascinating stories. It shows you the good work being done in the South by these great lawyers and their community members. And I really highly recommend it for some quarantine reading.